Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and I do apologize for the confusion. We already turned the clocks here in Europe, so you haven't turned them back with an hour yet in the United States and in Canada. So I do apologize again for the confusion, not the conclusion, but for the confusion that I had to go up an hour earlier. And Pisces Moonbeam texts me, why are you not up yet? I'm ready. And so, yeah, that's where I understand. That's where I knew that I screwed up this time. Anyway, we are up for a transit this evening. The transit is going to be rather like the celestial event. And that's going to be the opposition in between Mars and Pluto. And that is part one, because for what I understand, they will do that dance 3 times, right? And now it's going to be the first one. So I'm going to do a forecast for that. And the collective reading, which cards I drew a few hours ago for how this opposition of Mars and Pluto is going to affect us in a global scheme. The first card I drew, that is a 3 of Pentacles, followed by the second card here of the 7 of Cups, right? So the second card is a 7 of Cups, and the third card which I drew, that will be the Hangman, right? So we do have those 3 cards. Just a second here, guys. Yeah, okay. Hello, Yarabi. So, for what does it seem, it is that we don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait any longer for a, so to speak, a shoulder or a helping hand, right? It does look like that this opposition is gonna bring to every single one of us the help or the support, should I say it that way, that we do need in order to make the impossible now possible. Every single one of us has some kind of a goal, some kind of a target, which at the current stage are impossible. Whether that's to buy a property and you don't have the money and you don't qualify for, say, a mortgage, whether to move somewhere else in another country but you don't yet have a visa or a way to get a visa, and so on and so forth. Every single one of us has a goal that there is an obstruction we have no idea how to overcome, and therefore this goal is in the framework of a fantasy. Well, this will be fantasy no more. This, like I said, this opposition brings to us the necessary support and help, which will overcome that, say, obstacle, and will make the impossible possible, right? So I don't know how the opposition of Mars and Pluto interprets in astrologically. I'm sure Pisces Moonbeam will have a post, if not yet ready, already posted on her page. You can go and check her page. If she wants to, she can link it here into the chat. But that is what my tarot card showed for the first opposition in between Mars and Pluto. And now there are going to be 12 more readings just like this one, each for each star sign. So I'm going to start with Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces. And bear in mind that these are going to be readings for your star signs. They're not going to be your personal readings. Therefore, take that information more as a guidance than anything else. But if you do wish to have a personal reading with me where your personal situation is to be interpreted through my tarot cards, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and as well your need, you can go for whichever one suits you best. You can support the channel by giving us a like and subscribing for it. That way you're going to help us with the YouTube algorithm. And lastly, if you do wish to support us financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. And everyone who does so, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That's guaranteed. Just like Yasmin did. Now, Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the stream, we will see how the first opposition in between Mars and Pluto is going to affect you, what that opposition is going to bring for you personally. So the first star sign that I'm going to read for, that's going to be Aries. Now you can track which star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed here on my right hand side. And see what we got. The Magician, the Hierophant, and the last one, that's going to be the Nine of Wands. That is brilliant for Aries. This opposition in between Mars and Pluto will activate your skills you had never used before, right? Just you had never used before. And I don't know how to even put it into words. I mean, with these skills, you will make your life so much easier and so much comfortable. Not to mention, right? Not to mention that there is going to be an attraction out there. What I mean is that through these new skills, you will make yourself being attractive to much more people than you are attractive right now. And not just physically attractive, I'm talking about here. Business, financially attractive, business attractive, enterprisingly attractive, you name it, right? It's, you will be able to fit so much better with what is going on around you. And the other thing is that you will be able to make your points across much more strongly, which will allow you to build up a very strong personal sovereignty moving forward. The only thing that I can see, which something that you may be concerned with moving forward, it is that people will find it hard to trust you because they will find it difficult to fathom your new skills, right? It's not like, you know, it's personal against you. It's just these are newfound skills that you will display, and so people will find it difficult to trust them as they haven't been established yet. So the next star sign, that will be Taurus. First one for Taurus, Three of Cups, followed by the Hangman, and the last one is the Ace of Wands. So what this celestial event activates for you, or rather like how plays for you, is making people see an eye to eye with you, or making people see things the same way you see them as well, which will allow you to burst, or rather like not burst, but kind of like establish, maybe is the word that I should use here, a very fruitful cooperations, a lot of teamwork, and in generally move forward with a collective, with a bunch of people that are chasing a common goal. It is a great activation of mutual feelings, right? So if there is a situation where you are liking someone, you like someone, and that person likes you too also, but you haven't shared it yet, this opposition is gonna make you share it, right? Or if there is, it's just if there is something in common in between you and the people around you, if there is a compatibility that you don't know of, that compatibility just is going to show up, and that will make you see the world in a different way. It's just after these compatibilities starts popping up for you, you will find a lot of say targets you have, things that you have in mind going forward and accomplishing will no longer be appealing, and you will, it's just, you will have no reason and no need to struggle forward for them and to just, you know, try to prove yourself for one or the other. All right, next, that will be Gemini. Seven of Pentacles, followed by Page of Cups. And the last one, that will be the Queen of Wands. So it's a personal development. What this celestial event is going to activate in you, it's a personal development of recognizing and realizing what is going to worth your while, basically, and what will provide, for a lack of better say here. That is not to say, well, that is the difference if we do have the page of, well, I'm not going to get into that of a detail, but what I need you to understand is that that doesn't mean that you are going to relinquish and that you are going to sever, right? It's just if there is that enterprise or that person that it isn't giving too much for you, it's giving just a toss for you, well, toss it is that they are going to get from you as well. And so this transit is going to activate the urge, if you will, for you to not adapt, but rather reposition yourself in such a way to extract the most out of life, the most out of your career, for example, the most out of your education, the most out of your friends, the most out of your relationship, the most out of your family as well. So it's going to be a transit or an opposition that will bring the best in you, that will be not recognized, but what is the word here? Appraised, appreciated. That is going to be appreciated from the world. All right, next, that will be Cancer. The Sun, Three of Pentacles, Death. That is like regaining back the joy, and it could relate to virtually anything. So what I mean is that, imagine you have a friend that it was a very good for you to associate with back in the days. I mean, you had a lot of fun together, you had a good time, you experienced glee and so on and so forth. But as time progressed, these feelings just went away. These feelings just no longer reappeared. And to a point where that friendship just became bland. And that is just an example, right? Well, what this opposition is going to activate in you is that initial joy you had in the same thing. You know what they say, and that is completely for educating purposes here, or for a representing purposes here, not representing but illustrating purposes here, that the junkie always chases the first experience. You know, you take the drug, you have that experience, and then you're always chasing it because you can never have it again. Well, that opposition activates that for you. I mean, you can have the same pleasant experience you had the first time with that person, or with that job, or with that project, and so on and so forth. And so you're going to end up being happy again in at least one thing. And you will see a lot of potential, that thing, to grow from there on forward. So what this opposition is going to do for you, Cancer, is transform something you think it's dead for you to be a thing of worth, so to speak. All right, next, Leo. Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, Queen, it's the Empress, it's the Queen of Queens, the Empress, right? Well, no more waiting for you, Leo. This opposition brings you the necessary information in order for you to make the most optimal decision how to move forward, whether with your marriage, whether with your person of interest, whether with your job. An option that is not just only gonna serve you very, very well and is gonna be very productive, but as well an option that will be of your liking. Now, what this option though is gonna lack of consistency, and as well, well, the best word I can find is comfort, although it's not exactly comfort. It's just things are going to be crazy, okay? A lot of things are going to move around, and the whole situation will become rather quite dramatic and dynamic, and so on and so forth. But it's definitely a situation in a place where you're going to find yourself at having the reins and deciding how things are going to move forward as far as you are concerned. All right, so that was Leo. Now moving next, we do have Virgo. Three of Wands, Nine of Cups, the Hangman. Is going to be self-aware push for you, Virgo. What this opposition is going to activate, that you cannot sit on the same score all the time. Every time the same ship. Every time the same result, every time, you know, the same payment, and so on and so forth. So whether through aggression, whether through a personal discomfort, whether through grievances, it will be through many things, you know, depending on your personal situation. But this opposition is gonna trigger that, how do you call it, a competitive grudge that every single one of us possesses, and through that competitive grudge, you just gonna, I don't know, go for more. That's the best way how I can display it. You will not gonna care, and you just gonna make some big and huge and brave steps, which will grant you a better result. I mean, you will lift the bar, and that's gonna be a significant lift for you. It's very, very significant. So it's simply you will make a high jump. All right, next, Libra. Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. These are shortcuts, right? It's a very, very significant shortcuts. In fact, that is the brilliant mind which you are going to display in doing your job, in solving problems, overcoming concerns, and so on and so forth. And literally, what this is going to happen, or rather like what that opposition is going to activate for you, is that astute sense what the situation needs and how it is the best way you can serve it, right? For example, there is someone you like, and by the way, you are going to be very, very liked. So that transit on top of everything else is going to activate your personality and is going to make you very attractive, physically appealing, irresistible. Yes, I could say that as well. And whenever a situation arises, whether good or bad, right? Say you have a person that catches your eye, you like the guy or the girl, or whichever your preferences are, you will instantly gonna know what that person needs and what it is the best way to serve it. And not just only the best, but also the shortest, because you will have that luxury to do simultaneously the best and the shortest. And it should be a blast for you. I mean, that opposition, it should be a very strong blast for you guys, Libras. So crossing fingers, Scorpio, let's check it out here. Hopefully it's something really good. Page of Swords. Not exactly a great start. 7 of Swords. And it is the Chariot. Well, on the bright side, is going to activate courage for Scorpio. That will be the moment when that opposition happens. That will be the moment where Scorpio is going to build up the courage to demand the debts. Whether those debts are financial debts, or whether those debts are emotional, or whether they are favorable, or rather like favor, like that's, well, for example, someone owns you a favor, owns us a favor, and so on and so forth. So it does look like that we're going to muster up the courage, we're going to build up a spine, or whichever way you want to call it, to actually demand what we have been owed, moving forward. So that is one thing that this opposition is going to activate. But another thing that is going to activate is selfishness. We will start growing more and more selfish, and that may push people away. So, and I am saying we may start growing more and more selfish, because while it's going to activate the instinct, we may not rely on that instinct, right? So that is important to be said. This isn't cast in stones. And I don't know what is going to happen about the last 4 star signs, but thus far it does look like that Scorpio drew the short straw this time around. Could also, with that Chariot, that opposition blocks the complete manifestation of our wishes. So there are things we wish to happen, or we wish a way that they can happen, and that's not going to be 100% true. I mean, they can never happen the way we wish them to happen. That is something that this opposition as well is going to do for us, or should I say against us. Next, that will be Sagittarius. The Moon, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. So that all sounds like cliche, but for Sagittarius, that opposition activates their destiny, their fate, which is unavoidable. And you will recognize the process when you are gonna grow determined to start changing styles of interaction, start changing lifestyles, the way you address stuff, and so on and so forth. So there is going to be that sudden, not, it doesn't have to be sudden, but there is that change is going to start happening for you, addressing or interacting, or in generally going forward in a different way than that point. That's going to be the direction where fate is leading you. This this opposition is going to do that for you. And the good thing about it is that while it will be a bit of emotionally draining, the whole process and the whole transition in general for you, Sagittarius, you will have not a shred of doubt for a single second that that is the right thing for you to do, and that is the right path for you to departure on. All right, Capricorn. Temperance, followed by the Hangman, and final one is Ten of Pentacles. It's an agreement. that opposition is going to activate an agreement. It could be agreement with oneself. You have an agreement with yourself about a certain situation, but it is an agreement that through this agreement, which will involve a compromise, probably from your behalf. So through that agreement, you will be able to stir things up. Okay, that may be an agreement with a landlord that is going to stir your moving on a different place. That may be an agreement, I don't know, with your boss that is going to stir your career, and so on and so forth. But this opposition is going to activate for you a certain agreement. You will not going to be exactly very comfortable with it. There will be some strings attached to it, but like I said, it will allow you to move things forward. And whatever the strings attached, whatever the comfort, they are not going to be a big deal, at least for now, at least for you. All right, and next, that will be Aquarius. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Three of Pentacles. It is a partnership for Aquarius. A partnership which will allow Aquarius to expand big way. Although the caveat, very important to follow the partner. So this isn't that much of a partnership on an equal, well, it could be on an equal basis. But the point is that the partner, at least at that stage for you, Aquarius, knows better. Okay, it sends things better. And that's why it's gonna profit us. Now that I'm realizing that I am an Aquarius rising as well, that's why it's gonna benefit us to follow the partner. And that partnership is gonna allow you to expand on your current business. And I'm talking about current stuff, on your current business, on your current, say, property acquisition, on a current social circle, current relationship, so on and so forth. That partnership will be marked by a lot of conversations, a lot of debates. Criticism is going to be there left, right, and center as well. So it's going to be important also not to be touchy, nothing personal. That's going to be constructive criticism, which you can learn a great deal from. But for you, this opposition activates that partnership. That partnership happens, and potentials that you do have on your disposal, but you couldn't tap into up until this point, are now at your disposal. And finally, we do have Pisces. The Hermit, Temperance, the Sun is the third one. Oh, that's the three majors now that I'm realizing. So the Hermit and the Temperance, that's an easy interpretation. That is when you just stop caring, you know, what's good for others, and you just withdraw from their whinings and from their ideas and from their demands, and you start listening to your own needs, to be said that way. You start listening to that what is going to be important for you, what's going to be important for your life, what's going to be substantial out there, what's going to make sense, right? So this that kind of a urge, or that urge, it is what the opposition is going to activate for you, for one. And this urge is going to make you most likely change directions. You are going to start a new direction, that there are going to be few people to applaud you for it, but those who remain are going to be your real friends, real supporters. Now, the other elemental dignity is a bit more tough to interpret here with the Sun card, the Hermit with the Sun card. That is like... you know, sometimes it happens that in order to get where you want to be, you gotta do things you do not consider your own. You do not consider something that it is part of you. Like, for example, I don't know what kind of example to give you. I am sorry for that example, right? But just is the first thing that comes to my mind. Let's say you want to join a cult, but that cult has an initiating process, and that initiation usually is something nobody wants to do. All right, but in order to join the cult, you gotta do it. So that is what this elemental dignity represents: the understanding that nobody kind of like goes a mile and reaches the point without getting themselves dirty. It's just it's not possible, and that gives you the readiness to do what it takes, for as long as you believe that it's going to bring you to that point which is substantial and essential for your life. Shona say thank you for the 20. Thank you. You're going to have your reading in a minute. So that was for the 12. And now we're moving to the super chat. First one, that's going to be Yasmin. Just give me a second here. All right, so first one, Yasmin, give me a moment. I don't know, Yasmin. I mean, I do know, but those are the 3 cards. So that opposition for you is gonna activate your conscientiousness, and you will become exceptionally attached to everything you do. And the good thing about it is that this opposition is gonna make you start doing or making a big preparations or a big planning about something. recognizing that that is a target or a goal you can go for, right? Now on the flip side, that will make you empathic, meaning that you will be willing to drop your guard even if you do know the person from the other side doesn't exactly wishes you well, right? And they can screw you over the first chance they got. And the other thing is that it will make you ossified, in a sense that you will have no time nor an awareness that you can do something better of the things you are currently doing. So long story short, you will become better into what you are doing, better at your job, better at your relationship, and so on and so forth. But that will make you miss on new opportunities which are going to be around you, and is going to make you very, very empathic, which may kind of, it's not going to hurt you, but definitely could make you disappointed at some points moving forward. But the grand positive side here, it is that you are going to start making that preparation for a big thing. It could be preparation for, again, buying a property. It could be a preparation for a move, and so on and so forth, but some kind of a big preparation. Okay, next, Shauna say, will I ever gonna be in another relationship, or am I done? Those are your cards. Long story short, done for now, but just only for now. There will be another relationship for you, which is going to be the right one for you. That is how the Two of Swords operates as your primary card. Take that with a grain of salt, all right? Because the spread is not suited for determining a time frame, Shona say, but 2027 is going to be your year where you can establish a harmonious relationship, and it will become obvious on its own accord. That isn't something you have to chase, isn't something you have to figure out, isn't something you have to brainstorm. The person appear, you exchange few words, and you instantly gonna know that's the guy, right? It's just that's the guy. So yes, you will be in another relationship, not very soon though. I mean, you're done for now. I mean, in a real relationship. Any relationship, I mean, probably you can start one tomorrow. I mean, there is always someone around. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. It was a new type of live streams, at least for me. So hopefully you do enjoyed it, hopefully you do liked it, and we're going to see each other Thursday, where there is going to be, I believe it is a new moon. On a second, it's new moon, yes, it's a new moon in Scorpio. So make sure you come around rather for it to know your forecast, and we are going to see you there. Until then, bye.